Hey guys, it's All Boost No Juice with another how-to video. This one is how to replace spark plugs on a 2005 Mercedes S500. First, you're going to want to put the hood in the service position by pushing the locks on the hood hinges, first on the driver's side, then on the passenger side, and then pushing the hood all the way up. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove the air box. First, you're going to remove the tubes on the passenger and driver's side. Then you're going to grab the front cover, pull up on the front, and then slide it forward to unhook the hooks on the back. Here I'm showing you what the hooks like that look like. They're gray, kind of hard to see. There's the ones that you have to slide forward to unlatch. Then you're going to want to grab the air box and pull straight up on the front, then pull up on the back. And there's 4 little prongs holding on to the rubber stops on the engine. Here are the 4 rubber stops I was talking about that the air box hooks onto. Next, you're going to want to remove the T30 bolts that hold down the coil packs on the valve cover. There's 1 per coil pack. Then unhook the electrical clips by just squeezing the tabs and pulling straight up. There's going to be a zip tie holding the harness to one of the coil packs on the front of the engine. Then you're going to want to grab, this is a special tool Mercedes uses for spark plug wires. If you don't have one, I suggest you buy one because it helps out a bunch when you're trying to pry these wires off, because they can get pretty tight. I guess they melt onto the plugs, and sometimes they're a pain to get off. You don't want to break them or break the plug trying to pry them off. Here's me just removing the T30s on the coil packs with 3/8 air ratchet. If you don't have one, just use a regular ratchet. It just will take a little longer. When you remove the coil pack, kind of lay them in order on where they came, because you don't want to get them mixed up whenever you go to install the wires. It just makes it go a lot faster instead of looking at the valve covers on which plug wire goes where, because they're all different. After you get all the coils out of the way, here's the tool I use. Is a spark plug socket with a built-in swivel on a 3-inch 3/8 extension and the 3/8 air ratchet. Usually I try to get the socket and extension on the plug first. That way I know it's seated on there correctly, and then I put the air ratchet in and break them loose and take them out. So here's what the plugs look like in the head. 2 plugs per cylinder, pretty tight fit. Here's me taking a couple plugs out. That's how I usually do them. After you get all the plugs out, you're going to want to use a 3-inch or 3/8 ratchet with a swivel head, the 3-inch extension, and the spark plug socket. Here's the new spark plugs. They're Bosch's. I usually thread the plugs in with the extension and socket first by hand. That way I know that it's threaded correctly before I put the ratchet on, so I don't strip the threads or cross thread it. Here's the new plug wires. Each one is different. There's a bunch of, they're labeled G, K, L, and H, I want to say, if I remember correctly. So make sure you pay attention to which wires on the coil you have. Here's the coil. It'll have A and B labeled on the top of the coil, but you can't see in the video because it's too dark. And then on top of the valve cover, it'll have A and B, and then the letter G or H or K. Here's one of the wires that are labeled. That's a H wire, and then usually the bottom wire is always a G wire. So just pay attention to what wire is on that coil pack so you don't get them mixed up, because they're different lengths. When you want to take them off, just twist them and then pull straight out, and they just usually clip or pop right out. So those are pretty easy to do. Here's the valve cover, what I'm talking about. It's kind of already forged into the valve cover, or labeled. And whenever you get the new plug wires in, use that wrench to kind of put pressure on the coil wire to push it onto the plug all the way. Because it's kind of a tight fit, especially on the driver's side. There's no room to get your hand, well, you can get your hand in there, but it's pretty tight. You can't get much leverage, so I use that wrench to put it on. But here's the coils installed with the wires plugged back in, the T30's tightened down. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe and check out my other videos. Have a good day.